map Rendezvous, created by Hazed and the Slammers. So thank you to our great community. These came out. You can play these in retail right now, and they graciously allowed to use this for a demo, but they don't know what. So any errors you see, that's our fault, okay? We want to show you some of the Forge editor toolkit, like some of the objects and just how to get grunts and stuff on your map. So I guess I'll start with the first one here.
Yeah, you can just spawn in AI. You want to show us?
Let me slow down a bit here. Sorry, let me show off this map for a second. So I placed some spawn points back here. This is an ODST map, I think, if you might remember them. And wouldn't it be cool to have a grunt? So I'm going to go into the gameplay section. I'm going to go into the AI category, and you can see all 4 of our Forge objects. And I've got the Forge spawner, AI spawner right here. So I'll rotate that around. And I'm going to put it down, and then I'm going to go to play mode. And if we look right up over the top here, look at this. That right there is a grunt. Woo! That easy, that easy.
Look what you've created.
He's gonna see me here. He's gonna be very afraid. And he's gonna start shooting at me. And we're gonna end it. We're gonna end his little grunty self.
So when you guys were like thinking about Forge AI toolkit, were you just like, you know players want this, let's do it? Did you already want to do it before you had heard players wanted it too? Like, did it just make sense to you?
It was, I mean, this has been something that I think players have wanted since Halo 3 Forge came out, right? I just celebrated a 5-year anniversary here.
Congratulations, 5 years for the Forge Lord at 343. Congratulations.
And even, I remember bringing a list of once to the interview, and this was the top of the list.
So you came prepared with notes to your interview.
Absolutely.
Let's
I was like,
go.
I have a list of things I want to do to Forge. And so I've wanted this personally for a long time. The players have wanted this for a very long time. And so it's finally here, right? Because Forge has done the PvP thing very well. And now it's about to do the PvE thing very well.
Very well, yes.
Yeah.
As Connor's going to show us here today.
Yeah. So one of the things you can do is these spawners can spawn up to 8 units. I can just go and select them. So we've got lots of options for you. We've got a handful of campaign bosses. We've got the big, nasty sentinels from the Spire. We have all of the brutes. So many brutes. So many brutes. We've got
You're
some
playing
elites.
against the Banished, right, in Halo Infinite, so it kind of just makes sense.
Exactly.
A lot
Great
of brutes.
variety. Great variety. We got grunts. We got hunters, including the nasty red ones that wrecked my playthrough on campaign over and over again when I was going for that secret skull.
Yep.
We got the jackals. We got marines. We'll show them here in a second. And we got some skimmers. So let's upgrade our grunt here to a hunter.
So you said Marines, though. I want to kind of highlight that. Not just enemy AI. We also have Marine-friendly AI.
Yes, and actually, AI can be anyone's friend. So I've set this one to Team 2, but let's upgrade this to a hunter. And hunters always come in pairs, so I think lore-wise we have to do this. And I'll go to play mode here, and we'll actually see 2 friendly hunters who are now on my team. That's pretty sweet, right? And you can put these on any 8 of the team.
Yeah, I think this is the first time I've ever seen a friendly hunter.
Hunters
All right,
are friends.
so they're kind of just
That's
standing
so cool.
here. So what we want to show you is how to get them to go places, because this is kind of the other big piece. We have some spawners, and then we have move zones. So I'm going to make a move zone here. This is just a little volume I can place. I can scale it as big or small as I want. And what this is going to do, we'll make this a little smaller so it's easy, is it tells the AI where to move to. If they're not in the move zone, they're going to walk. So this is how you get them to go places. So I just go to my spawner, I go to the move zone, and then I can go get a list of all the move zones on the map and link it up. That's it. So now when I come out, we're going to see my friends start walking across. There we go. And they're going to go stand there and now do their normal hunter stuff.
And they'll stay in that move zone until you tell them to go to another move zone, basically.
Yep.
So it's a good way to control where the AI do or don't go.
So let's say I put these fellas a little further back. We'll put them here.
I very specifically remember that doorway from my recent Legendary playthrough, and I was just getting blasted trying to come in through that doorway.
So I'll put that move zone here, and then we'll make another move zone, and we'll put it right here. Now I go to move zone number 1. I drop open this linked AI zone, and I select the next one in the chain here. So now this spawner is linked to this move zone, and this move zone's linked to this move zone. And we can make a little patrol route this way. And I can say how long I want them to hang out. So, hey, let's make it sit there for 5 seconds and then move along. So let's go observe the results here.
So you've essentially created a hunter patrol unit just in Forge right now.
Yep. And then we're going to see in about 5 seconds they're going to start walking.
That is incredible.
And head to the next one. Now imagine if these were unfriendly. That'd be real scary. Let's go do that. But I'm going to make them not hunters so I don't die during the demo. Kind of like elites. Let's do some elites.
Now, we don't have them just specifically on those move tracks, though, right? If they see you and engage with you, they're going to come after you.
Yeah, so you basically did describe that with the move zone. So a really common way to set up your maps is going to be take a move zone like this and make it big. And then you're saying, hey, when the hunters spawn, I want them to fight anywhere in this area. So if I was going to set up sort of a classic ODST scenario here, I might say, the hunters, you're all going to this, maybe not quite so far into the spawn room. And then I could just link them directly here or do some like minor patrols so they come in the way I want. So we can get that set up. And then let me go ahead and duplicate this spawner. Oh boy, there we go. You can tell I spent a lot of time in NodeGraph lately. I'm a little clumsy on the controller. So we'll put these guys here. And, oh wait, I gotta make them.
And when you make those overall larger move zones, the actual like movement pathing is just already baked in. You don't have to construct it, right? The campaign AI will know how to navigate throughout that environment over on top of trees and rocks and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, the campaign AI will use whatever nav mesh data you've built in the map. So as long as you're using a map that has nav mesh data in it, you can see.
Connor's showing some nav mesh data
he's
for us
visualizing
right now.
nav mesh, so you can see where the nav mesh is right now. As long as there's nav mesh data, any AI will use that to navigate. And then that combined with the AI move zone, which sort of says, hey, move over here and don't move out of here until I tell you. That's how they behave.
Gotcha.
And I want to point out, we didn't bake any nav mesh here. This is exactly the one we pulled from the live build. It's the same nav mesh for bots. So if you're a forger and you've already made a map, this is going to work out of the box if you've already got nav mesh baked. And then of course, as you iterate, it's the exact same workflow. While we're here in the debug settings, we've also added some nice things here. So number one, I should turn this on for the demo right now, deathless. This means I won't die here in Forge mode, which will be very nice for all of you. I can also make it so that AI don't die with the Valhalla setting. That's an internal name we brought forward. And I can also make myself invisible so they can't perceive me. So that's very nice. We can also see where the AI are trying to pathfind, which is great when you're trying to solve bugs. And you can get some squad info. I'm going to turn both of those on, and then so we can take a look. So I'll run out to see our...
Now enemy hunters?
Enemy hunters, yeah, but I'm deathless now, so I won't be as afraid.
You can be fearless. Yeah.
So, oh no, I turned them into elites. Okay. So you can see they're actually drawing the paths they're trying to take. So when you're trying to figure out why won't they go up on my tower, you can see it. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, so you can kind of see here, we brought a lot of the internal dev functionality just straight into Forge. Like, this is a high percentage of what the campaign team used to make combat encounters in the Halo Infinite campaign. We couldn't fit all of it, but it's a lot. There's a lot here to get you going into that space.
The fact that I'm still just mind blown that we were able to do placeable, forgeable AI in the first place. The fact that you have gone this far with the toolkit to pretty much just expose everything that we have as like a dev team to the players is just insane to me still.
Yeah.
I'm tripping out.
Well, it really, I mean, kudos to the Forge team. We had some campaign AI engineers on the team as well, and they played an instrumental part in bringing that functionality from the internal campaign tools into Forge, and they did a fantastic job of that, and it really made the Forge team job a lot easier to put these objects into Forge and to make this functionality what it is right now. So kudos to them.
Yeah.
They really knocked it out of the park, and like Connor said this before, like at every moment we were just like, should we, will this help players make crazy stuff? And if the answer was yes, we brought it in, right?
As you
we
should.
tried to make it
awesome.
as limitless or unlimited as possible, right?
Yeah.
We didn't, as much as we could put into this, we did.
A big thing that we want to do is also make it easy to make your own custom logic. So I've got those, you saw I killed those 4 elites, and then they kind of stopped spawning. So one of the things we want to do is make it really easy for players to make repeated waves. So I'm going to go into Node Graph. I'll spawn a script brain here.
Did you say waves?
I did say waves.
I like that word. That's a good word for
That would be helpful for
AI
certain
and
game modes.
multiplayer.
Wow, yeah, we just saw hunters, and now he's talking about waves of hunters.
So I got a script brain, and we've got a bunch of nodes we added. So what Michael was saying, hey, we anytime we found something internally we could use, we tried to put in Forge. We have over 75 AI nodes coming in Season 5. I counted them, and a bunch of other ones. We won't go through all of them, but I'll demo a couple really helpful ones. A big paradigm is letting me spawn. I'll just sit here so on the stream you can go back and see all the stuff.
I was going to say, do you mind walking us through painstaking detail?
That's right. We won't go too deep, but I'm just
No.
we can pause on
all
on
75
that VOD and see where things are going.
We are extending the panel.
The big ones that I want here are this wave manager. So I can define a wave. So let's make a wave called. Wait, this is a regular wave. I want to declare a wave. Oh no, this is fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get those spawners. Boop. Boop. Sound effects you have to provide on your own, I'm sorry. I'll go back into here and I'll add some object references to the spawners. We'll put them in an object list. I'm going a little fast here. That way we don't spend too much time in this and you guys can see me get shot at. Hook them up. So I can make a little list of spawners here.
I was going to say, you're very fast in this menu.
Yes.
I'm not nearly this
very-
fast.
Yeah, you guys will see the end. We're going to make a default wave. We won't give it a duration. And then we're going to add that to the wave manager. And I'm going to add it a couple times. Or I'm going to add it every time I ping. So I'll go to Events Players, on Player Mark. And this will let me queue up some waves of enemies.
Yeah, side note here, most of the nodes that you see in Forge today and the nodes that you're going to see in Season 5 are because of this guy. He's been instrumental in helping to drive.
Get a round of applause
so,
for Connor.
Yes, he's knocked it out of the park, absolutely. So big kudos to him.
And our partners at Skybox Labs. Let me call out all the great folks that we work with too. But thank you. So I've got 5 nodes here. Wait, I can count 6 nodes here. I've got when the player marks. We're going to add a wave to the default wave manager. That wave is a regular wave, and it's made up of these spawners, and you can provide that any way you need to. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit the ping button a couple times, which should, oh, there we go. It's catching up. And we're going to see those guys spawn. And you can see we got a couple here, but when I kill a few of them, we're going to wipe them out. I should have picked grunts so we can go faster. Oops.
I like watching the combat. Let's see
And
if
I
we
didn't
can
turn off
take
the
him
debug
out.
functions. Oh no, live demos. We'll turn those off so there's a little less
The
clutter
pressure
here.
is on.
Oh no.
Are these on
Can you-
legendary?
These are on normal difficulty. We'll talk about that in a second, but you can use Node Graph or your custom game settings to get your easy, normal, heroic, or legendary.
So it looks like
So
another
notice
wave.
they came back. Yeah, let me see if I can actually get him in the right spot here. Oh man, I'm picking grunts next time. So you see how they're just kind of populating in? They're gonna keep going. And wait, there's more. So let's make some adjustments really quick. We're gonna turn off that debug spew, so because we don't need them. I'm definitely leaving Deathless on, and I'm gonna make these guys the what do you call them? We're gonna make these guys grunts so they die a little faster. got a bunch of different types of grunts. Some of these have different stats. Some of these are just visual variants. The conscripts and assaults have the assaults are a little tougher, and then the ultras are those white ones that have the disruptors. That's a great time to call out. You can also override what kind of weapon, and you can give them any weapon they have an animation for. So if they can hold rifles, you can give them any weapon that's a rifle type, and go from there. Yes, the Jackal snipers can hold S7s. I will trust you all to not abuse
my worst nightmare.
things with that.
My worst nightmare.
Yeah, it's danger zone.
All right, and I'm going to go back into my node graph, and I'm going to provide one more wave here for wave options. So I'm going to go back to AI waves and do wave options. And we've got some cool functionality baked in for your enjoyment for incoming and outgoing messaging, and then some other things here. So we're going to hook that up and put that right here in the wave manager. And now when they spawn, I hope to hear something real cool, which we'll get through here on the speaker. I'm sorry to keep you all waiting. So I got those grunts. I think I just have the kill effect equipped on this. We don't have skulls in Season 5. So don't get the wrong expectation. What happened to that last grunt? I lost that debug information. Oh no, where'd he go? Oh, I didn't add any to the wave manager. All right, I'm gonna hit the ping button. There we go.
There we are. Yep.
See that reinforcements line? That's right. And then, as you start to get kills, that's distracting. All right, we lost those grunts. Where'd they go? There we
ran
are.
away from you. They saw what you did to the elites. Oh.
I can't find them.
Reinforcement.
There we go. So we can get that nice reinforcement line in case you want to make something horde mode-y, firefighty, and announce that new enemies have entered the space.
It's always nice to know when you got more bad guys coming on the way, right?
Some kind of cue, rather than them just being on top of you.
Let's show off another type of spawner. I want to show off the drop pod spawner. So I would love to show Phantoms, but this map, we just need a little more skybox space, and I didn't want to wreck something nice here, but you can definitely make that happen. The drop pod spawner should work great. I haven't tried it yet, so this is the first attempt. Drop pod spawners, only got room for one. That way there's no clown car, but you can put many of them on there. Have we said how many AI I can have on the map at once?
We have not yet.
No, we haven't said
but
that yet.
We are more than welcome to.
So
who wants to say?
32. The maximum number of AI alive in a scenario is 32. Which
32
is plenty.
all at once. That's awesome.
And so, and just to be clear, we have 3 types of spawners. We have a default spawner, which just reses in the AI. We have the drop pod, which is a single AI that falls from orbit. And then we also have a phantom drop off, which drops off up to 8. It can be guns blazing, just like a phantom can do. And phantoms can also drop vehicles, which is, I learned yesterday, like someone came up with the brilliant idea of using the phantoms in community BTB maps to drop off vehicles, because we haven't given them the functionality to do that with the Pelican.
Yeah.
So you can actually use the AI toolkit to add weapon or vehicle drops to your BTB maps.
That's
or
really
your
cool.
larger scale arena maps.
That's a really clever way to use that
super clever.
feature, that functionality there.
Whoever thought of that, you're super smart.
So what we're gonna do here is set this guy up so he's triggered by script, so he won't spawn at the start of the round. And we're gonna add a reference to the graph here, and I've set up a little trigger volume here. So I've got this invisible pointer. All we do is put a little boundary on it. I'll show that boundary so you can see it. And we made a little danger zone here. We'll turn that off so that'll disappear. That'll be invisible at runtime, but when I walk through that, this thing is gonna trigger an event. And this is just basic node graph scripting, but now we can show a really simple way to make the AI spawners go off when you want them to. So I'll take that spawner reference, pass it in right here, and let's see it happen. Stepping up to the plate, entering the area, Hey, there we go. You can make a whole host of those come down if you want, like we said. Oh man, oh, I'm still in the zone. Just like the trailer, right, everybody? There we go. Yeah, so I could set that up, so, and then you can make any unit come out of that that has animations for it. So no, you can't make Marines come out of these, but they can come out of the regular spawners. I don't know. Oh, let's talk about Marines. So I'm gonna go, it'd be nice to have some buddies as I go about fighting. So I'm gonna make a AI spawner, drop it here, flip it around, and we'll make this thing spawn, and I'm gonna put a spawn label on this. I'll pick M for Marine. What we're gonna do here, I'll go delete this. We have access to some events, so you can set up some really cool things, such as on unit spawned with a squad label. If you want to run some logic when certain units come in but not others. And I'll go use the AI modifiers and tell them to follow an object. And since there's only one player in this game, I'll just cheat a little and do get a random player, and that'll always give me. So as you can see here, like, we've got tons and tons of scripting functionality, and you can get as deep as you want. But what we're gonna do here is say the squad that spawned with label M. Go ahead and follow a random player, which will be me every time, and we'll say, hey, do it at a pretty big distance. That way they're not crowding me too much. And then I'll just set these up to have some Marines. We got the Marine Assault, who's got the standard assault rifle Marine. We got the survivors who spawn with the sidekick. And let me show you the demolition, which is normally the rocket Marine, but we can give him anything he can hold. So why don't we try a sniper rifle? A little squad of 3 there. Oh no, I did not put them on my team, so now they're going to chase me.
Oh no, oh no.
Okay, that's not great. That's not great. Let's go make them my friends.
Keep Deathless on.
But you can
But you absolutely can't do that.
Target a player, right? And you can do this dynamically.
Yep. Yeah, that's a really great point. You can change which team it's on via script. So, oops, sorry guys. We are.
So you can make an experience where maybe it's 4v4, but then the player who's doing really well on the other team gets targeted by 2 hunters that drop in, and they just follow him around.
That's just mean. It's just
mean. Effective.
You're having a little too much fun. We're gonna send some hunters after you.
You can see he just grabbed it off the rack there, dropped his sniper. I can trade with them if I want.
No, that's not exactly.
And they're just walking around with you.
I think I'll take that. That's
They're
a pretty.
just gonna walk around with you now.
Yep, exactly. I can go anywhere I want, and they're gonna keep coming back to follow me. And you'll notice that notice follow objects, so it doesn't have to be a player. So let's go add something that we added in Season 4, the generic ball. And instead of following a random player, we're gonna make him follow the ball. And you know what? It's not just the Marines who can follow. We can do any unit. So let's get. I'm not gonna try the boss. He scares me. But we can spawn.
He does
him
what he
after that.
wants.
You know what? Let's try the boss. Let's just do it. We haven't run this one. So he's in the squad now.
Let's do it live.
Yeah, look at him. Look at him. Yep.
Is he gonna fit through the door?
Yeah, that was why I was worried about spawning him here. So we'll find out. You can see he's got the big old health bar, so that's cool. And hey guys, go fetch. So he might be a little large for this space. So that was why I was like, hey, maybe not him. But you can see the Marines are all going to go grab the ball and just kind of walk over that direction. Yeah, he might be a little stuck. So there we go. If we move him out there, he'll move around. One thing you can absolutely do is you can also turn on health bars for everybody. So if you want more of like a tower defense kind of feel, let's see what that would look like. So I'll just go to AI modifiers, set health bar visible, and let's just do it on when the gameplay starts.
You could also send AI to a place that you pinged, couldn't you?
Yes, you can. That takes a little more scripting to set up, but I can go move a pointer and then say, hey, go follow this pointer and warp that around the map.
Wow.
So you can order people around like Halo 5 campaign. Like, it's really, your imagination's gonna be the limit here. This works on 1, so I'm gonna go through a list of everybody. Let's see, I want logic for each object, and we're gonna do get all AI units. So this will be all AI units at the start of the match. We'll organize that here in a second. So when the gameplay starts, set the health bar visible for each unit. Uh-oh. Looks like I didn't provide a... Oh, I didn't set this one to true.
And
there we go.
You've shown off a few different like AI unit types. We also have, because NavMesh works with just the normal MP Spartan bots, if you wanted to, MP Spartan bots can load in on these matches as well, right?
Yes.
If you're just doing multiplayer matches,
That
someone
is
drops
correct.
out, an MP bot could fill in and fight alongside you.
That's
Or
correct.
fight against each other.
Or,
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you can even have AI fight against AI. You can set AI on different
watch
teams,
the
and
war.
they'll just do their thing. You just want to sit back, have a cup of coffee, and let them do their job.
I wonder who would win, you know, this person versus this person. Then you set up like a whole coliseum, set up fight night.
Hell yeah.
Okay, we'll put it on a trigger. Sorry, everybody.
I mean, you can definitely start to see possibilities where, like, you start adding AI units to PvP experiences. Now you've got kind of a MOBA-like experience. We were riffing the other day about like adding grunts to Husky Raid. Did you do the thing?
I would like to explain what happened there. They spawned in the same small area, and the big boss ejected the Marine into the wall. So, like I said, he's a big boy. So let's just make him a smaller brute. So I hooked this up to a ping because on gameplay start they didn't exist, and now when I ping, you should see all the health bars come on. There we go.
Nice.
So it's a friendly fire. You can see.
Stop it! No!
No, yeah, we protect them. We protect them. But and this is also my friend, and he's gonna follow the ball too. So you can see. I love it. Their sound effects are also the scariest thing I've ever heard. Our campaign team did a fantastic
Was
job
that
making
one of
them
the
very
rushers?
spooky.
Is that why
Yeah,
he ran
the
so fast?
berserkers.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's unfair advantage.
Exactly.
For getting the ball.
So I'm a big fan of all the things you can do here.
So you could have them set.
It's
to-
outside the move zone. That's why he's not.
Oh no, they're set to follow the ball. They're chasing.
Will they
So-
go outside the move zone?
Actually, yeah. So the melee enemies have a little bit of leeway
Okay,
to go outside of it, and you can see they're way outbursting. The guy with no armor is getting there first. So, one thing I do want to call out. So like we've been showing this here in Forge, but if I save this map and take it to custom games, this plays in any game mode we want. If you want to play Slayer on this map and have the AI running around, if you want to play Capture the Flag, like this works in all the multiplayer modes, and that's really cool because like in the past Halos, like we've had Warzone, we've had Firefight, but it's only been in that dedicated mode. So we wanted to really open this up to a place that you guys could do anything that you can come up with.
Yeah, add grunts to Husky Raid. You could add a add a capture zone in I don't know, a BTB map that spawns a couple of hunters. Whoever captures the zone, they go to that team. So, you know,
That'd be terrifying.
it would be, wouldn't
You-
it?
you
you're like we're doing great in this match, and then no, you're not.
I was thinking like somehow you capture a point with like a scorpion, and then you get two hunters flanking your scorpion, and you're just cruising through,
Just wrecking face.
just rolling over everyone.
Okay. Oh no, Michael. When I'm pulling this thing through the map, the collision's getting stuck on stuff. That's frustrated me as a workflow thing for a long time. Can I do anything
sure
to
is,
fix
Connor. So one of the non-Forge AI toolkit features that we're adding to Season 5 is the ability to toggle object collision on or off.
Yeah,
It's the right
that?
crowd
Yeah,
to
he's got
say
some
this
forges in the
to.
audience.
It's a huge deal. You know, you'll be able to do this on things that normally just catch the player up, or you don't want players to stand on lamps that are on the wall. It'll also help you manage your blocker budget because you won't have to use blockers to prevent players from going to those spaces. We're super hyped to get that in. It sounds like a small feature, but it really is a big deal.
Yep. And so like, especially on lights are my big one. I actually don't know where the light fixtures are, but I spend a lot of time trying to like deal with collision, like when we were working on Empyrean, of like, oh, don't stand up there, and you always have to spend blockers to do it. So being able to put no collision on the dynamic objects so that you can fall right through them and not have to spend blockers, that means more budget for your Forge maps, as well as obviously the editor niceties. So wanted to call that out.
Speaking of lights, if I might, we also have lighting build time improvements. So with the winter update when Forge came out, rebuilding Argyle with 14,000 light probes took about 8 minutes. With the Season 5 build, doing that same thing takes 47 seconds.
Yeah.
So, an 8 times increase to your workflow speed. So that's massive. Kudos to the graphics team who brought that feature to us and just kind of did it and said, here you go. So kick ass.
Yeah. Another thing I learned, we actually shipped this over the summer, but I just want to call this out. If you click the right stick in this menu, you can see over on the helper it says expand all in menu. You can actually collapse all these things, which is really nice when you want to go through lots of settings. I learned about this last week, but this is already live. I want to take advantage of that to show you some of the really cool things we've got. Like, I just want to kind of step through some of the settings here so you can see all the stuff. I already showed you the units, and whatever unit you pick, you can override their individual weapon. But you have some other options too. So you can control, do the AI face with a random orientation? Sorry about that. A random orientation, or wherever the spawner's facing. You can make it so they don't spawn at the start of the match and they wait for a call from script. Or you can say, hey, wait 10 seconds and then come out. And I think that goes up to just under 2 minutes here. You can apply that label. That was how I got access to, hey, anytime this spawner spits out some guys, I want to run some things on it. I can also change perception, so I can change whether or not AI can respond to audio cues in the space or visual cues. So I can make, if I want to make some stealth missions where like the people spot me, maybe I'll turn off their ability to hear. We can also make them totally inactive, so they don't respond if you want some guards. And you can change any of these with scripts, so you can make some people that are kind of up on the base, not really looking out at you, and when you cross a certain point in your stealth mission, say someone hits the alarm in another part of the base, everybody wakes up and gets aggro, so that can be really fun. And maybe after they do that, you want to turn on Magic Sight, and that lets them see you through walls, so they can always find you, so your players can't cheese your maps.
Terrifying.
So that's pretty tough.
Absolutely terrifying.
Yeah. And then you've already seen the move zone link, but just wanted to call that out. Again, we can't show a phantom spawner here without remaking some nav mesh, and I don't want to subject you guys to a screen, but I did want to show you those options. With the phantom, you can control, do they come out of the left or right side? Does it have that front turret, the red happiness wrecker? Does it have side gunners, which will be some spare
grubs? That thing screws me all the time.
You just, stop hurting me.
And then you can also let it drop a chopper, ghost, or wraith, and give that a pilot. And this will take up your unit 8 slot instead, if you do that. And then they've got the standard things. So really fun ways to bring AI into the space and really craft the experience you're after.
You were mentioning a little bit about like the AI traits that you can change. We touched on difficulty a little bit, but would you want to expand on that?
Yeah, so these will be available as a global custom game option in Season 5 as well. So you can just set this on. You're like, hey, this is by Slayer mode, and any AI that spawn are legendary. But I can show it here in Node Graph. You can set both the difficulty, and I want to say, oh yeah, you can set them both here. So we have a global difficulty setting, easy, heroic, legendary, normal, helpfully alphabetized for you. Whoops. There we go. I hit the undo button. The other option we give you is the co-op scaler. So this will bring the health up to compensate for a certain number of players. For one player, you get essentially exactly as much health as the unit had in campaign. 2 players will be 2-player co-op, 4-player, 4-player co-op. Many players was the setting we used for Warzone, so we scale the health, I think it's like 2x, to really make some beefier AI. And then dynamic will let the game kind of pick it for you depending on how many players are in the lobby. So dynamic's super helpful if you're like hosting a custom game, but if you're like, I want to make a 2-player mission, you can get that difficulty just like our campaign would as well. And then with this node, we let you murder all the squads. This will only be new squads that come out of spawners get these. So you can have like, you can start the match with normal, At a certain point, you can switch everybody over to heroic and then legendary and sort of walk them up. So enjoy your hellish horde modes, you gremlins. It'll be really fun. And then if you want, you can wipe out all the old ones with this button as kind of a quality of life. So murder on a button, how awesome. I don't know, yeah, that's, you can make AI target things. That's neat. So if you're like, hey, shoot that warthog, I know no one's in it, but put it on the list. So hopefully that'll be some great minigame stuff.
I was going to ask if you could expand on AI allegiance kind of as well.
Oh, yeah.
We saw, yeah, they're the enemies, but they're the friends. There's also an attack all option, right? You just want,
yes.
They're AI banished people. They just want to attack everyone that's in the multiplayer match. Let them do that, you know?
Yeah, let's demo that really quick. So we've got a team that's, we'll make them enemies. And we've got the Marines in here, and this is the ball chasers, right? So what I'm gonna do is, this is squad Mike, right? Squad logic, squad Mike, perfect. So I'm gonna go back into node graph, and I'll say, go to my AI events. One of squad spawns with a label Mike. Actually, no, let's do it like this. Let's make it so I can ping to change them, so we can see it on a button. So I'll put that on player mark. And then what we'll do is go to AI modifiers, and I believe I can set the AI team here. Nope, I think it'll be AI. It's in one of these menus, I promise.
I'm putting the pressure on you live.
There's the Git squad team. Where's my set squad team? Ah, assign squad to team. There we go.
Better him than me.
That's totally fair. We can get some squads. So we can get all the squads on a team. So we'll make that everybody on team 2. We're going to put you on team 1. And then that gives us a list. So we'll go loop through that in logic. Execute per objects. Current objects is squad. Oh, okay. We got 2 minutes, so this is going to be our last one here. Oh no, this is a great thing for you advanced scripters. I want to show you in here. I can't get the squad list to go in here because it's a list of squads. So we actually added generic lists so that you can make a list of any data type and loop through it. So hopefully you advanced advanced forgers are a fan of that. Tell you what though, let's not go through all that because I realize that'll take a little bit of setup. I'll just do the swap on spawn. So I'm going to go to events AI. When a squad spawns with a label. Boop. Then put it on team 1. So we saw that spawners should be enemies, but this ring has made us brothers. And now they're on our team. So you can do that on any custom event.
Wow.
Player scores a certain number of points. The AI move to the losing team if you want a rubber band. Maybe it's win more. But like really, like we're very excited to see what you guys can do with all these building blocks and make some really cool stuff for the customs browser.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you, Connor. Thank you, Michael. You guys have any last things you wanted to say about Promote Season 5 Forge? Just
I feel
cool
like
stuff.
we've kind of said it all. I don't think I missed any. Was there anything that I missed on the list that we?
If so, we have a blog coming out on Waypoint right after this. I'm going to actually run backstage and publish it. It'll have all of this information and more that you can find in writing just right after this. But guys, thank you so much for joining.
My
Everyone,
pleasure.
thank you for watching in person.